Last time, we defeated Lord Raydrake after a bit of, we'll call it trial and error. So, let's take a look around and see what we didn't do in the castle. I'm sure there's stuff to loot and stuff to kill that we missed. And then I can run back to the town.
Got it.
Alright. Delicious stew. Got your stew going there? Alright, let's run back downstairs because there was like ghosts and goblins and haints down here. I only killed a few of them. So let's take a look at what we didn't do last time. Oh god.
Here we've lost the angry one.
Yeah. Wow, another one. This hasn't worked out quite as I expected. Then again, it's skeletons, so now what are they gonna do? Spook at me? This one, admittedly, this one's giving me a relatively harsh spook to deal with, which I wasn't ready for, you know, but still. Alright, stop screwing around. Alright, no, I don't, yeah. Okay.
Huh?
Everybody get up. There we go. So come on. I guess we better stealth, since apparently there's traps. Sweet Jesus.
Time to see and not be seen.
I don't have any lockpicks on me. Okay, well, I mean,
A simple test. That's settled.
that's easy. Alright. Got that going for us. A few bloodied fingernails are embedded in the dirt. Why did I not bring any more lockpicks than I did? Good God. Alright. I don't need to go back to the town. Everybody kissed my ass anyway, so. Oh, hell yes. You guys have to forgive me. I'm watching the Las Vegas Caucus Cam, and it's got some sweet ass commercials going on in the background. Alright. Let's make my dudes double time it. Oh, it paused. Oh, Jake Tapper. I mean, obviously, I'm gonna take the cheese. I'm not an asshole. They're in the stable's heavy with bat dung. Well, thank God for that. That in the stupid barrel or whatever. Okay. Alright, anyway, yeah. Back to heading back to town. Get some damn lockpicks. Oh, for... Did you... Really? Those guys. I don't think I'm ever gonna level again on any of my freaking characters. I'm never gonna, you know, read again. I'm certainly never gonna dance again. I know I'm not a fool. Should've known better than to cheat a friend. Guilty feelings got no reason. Alright. The way I danced with you. Cha. Okay. So.
Hello.
Yep. Yeah. Let's go ahead and get that out of the way. Do people just sell? I would think so, right? You know, it would. There we go. Only 3, but fine. Get that. Plus, I'll probably need to dump off a bunch of horrible shit my guys picked up. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, that's a lot. Okay. Everybody's having a good time. Selling the armor. Okay. Jesus. Man, I really put a hurting on some fools. Oh, hell. No, screw it. It's probably wasn't that great. Alright. I haven't been back in town for a while. Alright. Yeah, let's go ahead and fire that up. I wonder if anybody will really like. I don't think anybody cares yet, so never mind, I guess. Let's just go back, pick some locks, kick some dicks. Oh god, I'm a stinker. Alright.
You must gather your party before venturing forth.
Got real commanding shit there, wasn't it? Over here. Welcome to the world of tomorrow. Okay, so what we got here? Anything that's not gonna, of course, all my lot picks ever. I mean, mechanics 2, mechanics 1, mechanics 2, it's 2, mechanics 3 from the crazy guy, and then mechanics 1, right? Of course. How long until crazy dude blows up? All right. Well, we'll come back up here. Go kick some stuff in the face down in the El Donjon, and then we'll slide on back up there and pick a few locks. Oh, he doesn't really mind so much anymore, does he? Hey, buddy. Yeah, what are you gonna do, stop me? Let's see here. Hey, guys. Remember when I killed your friends? Looting. Okay. I'm just hustling you guys. Rustling some jimmies, as it were.
Keeping quiet.
Tippy turtle. Tippy tippy. Oh, tippy tippy. Alright. Okie doke. What we got? Tippy tippy. Actually, I don't know what I'm picking. Well, these guys are gonna tire, you know, I'm just gonna take what I want. See, I think going in the front, though it took me a long time to, you know, completely do, or take care of. I think in the end, it may have saved a little time, but I mean, I could be wrong.
A simple test.
Wait. Okay, yeah, no. Who the hell is that guy? Yeah, he looked busy. Okay. Yeah, apparently not going in there. Not yet, at least. Alright, let's hit the stairs. Alright, back into La Jonction. Hey now. Okay.
Keeping an eye out.
What do you need to creep and peep? Blood inflects the dried flesh and across the restraint. Tank is warm to the touch. The glass vibrates with the blowing fluid inside. What do we got here? Full cash. Okay. Well. Wait, how does that ever work? You know, like... Oh, hell.
Yeah.
Screw it. I take it I have you to thank for this change in regime. Ha! You have set my research back by years, and for what? The whims of a half-witted aristocrat? Kolsk was not, as you might imagine, terribly appreciative of my work. I suppose I am to be eternally grateful that my life was spared. She rolls her eyes. Go meddle in someone else's affairs. I have no further use for you. Well. Alright then.
Yeah.
Oh. No, there are more adventures to be had, I guess.
Let's go! No problem.
Ah, hell. Alright.
Brave does he not believe.
Let's go!
There you
Nice and slow.
have
Sure.
it. Let's take a look and see.
Let's.
How much is this thing worth experience-wise? Okay.
No problem.
Okay, alright, so anyway,
Yeah.
apparently, I'm just gonna have to do this.
Keeping quiet.
Brave thou shalt believe.
Okay. Good.
Lava beyond seek.
Oh, okay.
Let's.
Yes?
Let's.
Yes? Following your...
I mean, you know, I could do that thing. Just kill it. There we go. Good job, guys.
Got it.
Come on.
Nice and slow.
Not really seeing anything. Hydra. That's nice, I guess, but... Okay. Let me see... Can we... Yeah, let's slide on down here. Okay.
Yeah.
No, just me. Or just my main character, my first character. Really? Where does this come up? Well, screw that. Sweet Jesus. Somebody heard hammer. Which is ironical, I guess. Since it is he that is always requesting that he not be hurt. I don't know what I'm talking about. And the hurt them. Wait, what?
Yeah.
A bizarre transition. That must be a tall ass ladder. I mean, a tall ass ladder, my friends. Hey-oh!
Got it.
Alright. No, they didn't. Nobody trapped the, like, you know, snack bag that they made. Yeah. Come on, fancy. Too fancy.
Yeah.
Alright. Give me that. Okay.
And what does the flame reveal?
Stuff? I'm gonna go with stuff. Okay.
Found something.
Oh, there we go. See? That's what I'm talking about. I like it when I don't hit traps, you know? So much better that way. Okay. Let's gonna scoot alone out of here. Can I walk on? I'm gonna walk on the ocean. Hey, get what I did there. We'll tow the wet sprocket. Get it. It's real funny if you think about it. That's a real thinker. Yeah. I know.
Brave thou shalt believe.
Well, we gonna get you. Oh Jesus. Okay, so I gotta get better about keeping this guy back, so good. And then here I'm gonna want to throw this around there. It's gonna require me to get close. Alright. Now at this point I can get my stupid ass back, and then we can bring in old Gibbles here. Okay. Now, for some reason everybody like loses interest.
Let's go.
Sometimes when all the enemy dies, so you have to kind of keep on chuckling them, you know, just poke them in the ass, make sure they understand, you know, the gravity of the situation.
No problem.
Keeping quiet.
Okay, so oh, yeah, whatever.
Brave thou be lost your lead.
I'm always happy to kill Revenant, you know? I mean, this makes me feel better about myself as a person. Can I have a level? This one level. So I can up my stupid mechanics. Alright. Come on, Giggle Stick.
Keeping quiet.
From what? Yeah, okay, we'll get to that, but oh god, Jesus. Oh, that's a freebie.
I'll get it open.
Yeah, okay. What we got here? Okay, that's cool. Books. Gotta check them out sometimes. Learn about cars and stars, play electric guitars. What about the cops patrolling the boulevard? You know what I'm saying? Books. Check them out.
Eh?
That's your local library.
I shall be quiet as a calm sea,
No, you won't.
which is not.
What the hell is this? Alright, let's see. You know me, I like to jump in the holes. Don't, you know, ignore that. Oh, okay. I gotcha. See, that would have been a pretty good way to get in there, you know what I'm saying? I didn't do that, though. I just walked in there and punched him in the face until he died. Okay. Ooh, there's a trap right there.
Finished.
That's the sound of the police. Alright. What is that? That looks awesome. Okay. I don't see any traps. So,
I shall be discreet.
position.
Brave thou be lost your
Okay. So, yeah. Oh, to hell with it. Just murder. Okay, so we got some pretty good positions here, actually. So, with old Sweetness here. You know, I really shouldn't do this, because it's probably going to really backfire. But man, I love that spell. Run! Oh yeah. It was kind of awesome though. So, pop that. Going back over. Well, you know, let's give him something to think about.
what?
Yeah, that was a good time, right? Spark was cool. Spark was rough.
That's it!
There we go. And spell is ridiculous, but I really enjoy it. Alright, okay. Let me get dummy in here. Well, give it sneak and peek. Come on, buddy.
Following your lead.
Gouge marks and scratches line the edge of the lid. Oh yeah, but this isn't gonna be trapped and kill me.
What's up, big guy? We got you back.
Yeah, see, that wasn't so bad. Oh, that's nice. That's real nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Over here, what do we got? The bite marks on these bones appear to be the proper size for folk and elven teeth. I got some more. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, huh.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh man. Gotta get that proper key, yo. So really unlocking that would have just been kind of a time saver, not really a necessity on that side. I guess it's good we didn't. There's this guy.
I can do that.
No.
Yeah.
No. Wait, what? Oh, yeah. What a surprise. Okay. 19 experience. I could discover an area real good and level. Just for fun. Huh. Find Spay next, I guess. Yeah. It's really attractive. Really attractive artwork in this game. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna roll the Cadenua. So I can rest there. And Bright Hollow. That's like the little off building. Oh hey. Alright. So yeah. It's a Bailey house. Barracks, you say? I guess I can go ahead and fire up the old Bailey. Okay. Thus, this place is still in pretty rough shape. But this should be fixed up now. At least, I mean, not fully, but kind of partially at least. I can fix up the rest of the rooms for different functions, but I think it's like the upstairs quarters, the sleeping area should be nice. Yeah, there we go. See? Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, we might as well, you know. And I mean, you know, that you can do stuff to give yourself a bonus, etc.
You know, there are accounts of watchers in all of the regions I've visited. If the adventuring life doesn't work out for you, you could always read souls for coin, give people advice, tell them which family they're related to and whom they should duel for past offenses.
I could probably convince people of all kinds of things. Well, that's not quite the approach I was thinking of, but very true. Okay. Yeah, this area is pretty nice. So, you know, you just kind of keep upgrading the upgrades. I think I'd take a look at the main keep. I like that fountain. Yeah, it's been somewhat restored.
It is good to see you here. I can feel a change in the air already. There is much to do. Is there anything I can do to help?
What is the state of the keep? Where to begin? Let's see here. Alright, Nova. Okay, so yeah, you can get a perception bonus, right? Sleeping at Bride Hall, lore, you know, that kind of thing. Okay. Okay.
You must gather your party before venturing forth.
Yeah, that's good. Oh, fuck. Take a peek around here. Is this Kickstarter?
Brave thou
Oh. This ought to get interesting.
not kill you.
Okay. Alrighty. Oh, no. Oh my god. You guys are just watching, I guess.
Let's go! Yeah.
Alright. Well, there we go. So, let's go ahead and do that, I guess. And there we go. See, stun for 3 seconds per encounter. You got it. Anybody else? Alright, I have some broken ribs.
No problem.
Slide on over to the Elowan Bridge. Alright. As you near, you feel a vibrant history contained in the essence of this man's soul. Voices from his past seem to call out to you. Reach out. You see a ship being tossed about in the storm-ravaged sea. The swells rise and fall, carrying the ship with them as if they were a toy. This man stands on deck at the helm of the ship while water whips around him. The crew moves about frantically, trying to keep the chaos under control. He barks orders at them, pointing where to go and giving each one a task. The men, while still visibly distressed, seem to calm down when they are given their orders. He instructs the helmsman to resume his duties at the wheel and rushes to the aid of a crewman who is struggling with a rope attached to one of the sails. The ship crests a wave, going almost vertical in one direction, then immediately again in the other direction. Several of the crew are thrown from their feet, sliding across the deck as the ship is rocks. After the swell passes and the ship returns to a relatively normal orientation, the man quickly scans the deck, counting silently. No one has been lost this time, thankfully. He looks in the direction they're headed, seeing no reprieve from the storm in sight. His jaw squared and his upper lip stiffened. He returns to the helm and takes the wheel again. Alright, how about you? You see a lavishly decorated room, wall hung with tapestries, ornate oil lamps creating a warm, relaxing atmosphere. There are several overstuffed couches covered with silk pillows and an elegant table in the middle of the floor. This woman is seated at the table, sitting across from another woman. They are both well dressed, their style befitting the room they are in. The other woman's hair is blonde, in stark contrast to this woman's black, and is swept up on her head in a dramatic style. The women speak in an easy, free tone, obviously familiar with one another. Though they each seem to be comfortable in each other's company, a strange nervousness surrounds the blonde woman's action. She occasionally betrays herself with a little giggle or stammer, hitching over an easy word as she speaks. Her demeanor swings from friendly to shy and back again with no warning. This woman leans back a little in the chair, stretching lightly. As she finishes her stretch, she gently lays her hand next to the other woman's hand, letting her fingers subtly intertwine. The second woman stops speaking mid-sentence, inhales sharply, and turns red. She does not, however, move her hand. This woman smiles and moves her hand further over the other, holding it. She then stands, moving across the table, moving around the table toward the blonde woman, whose face shows conflicting emotions of terror and lust. She giggles and pulls her hand out from under the other and brings it to her mouth, the red of her face deepening. The woman stops, looking down at her, eyes sparkling. She reaches out and pulls something from the blonde's hair, letting it fall around her shoulders. And she leans over, brushing her lips lightly over the blonde woman's cheek, resting her mouth against her ear. As she whispers, her hand moves lively down the other woman's body to her waist. The blonde woman shudders and leans into the hand, eyes closing, cheek pressing against the lips, still whispering at her ear. The woman's hands deftly removes a small bag from the other woman's belt and secrets it under her own cloak at the small of her back. Then she gently kisses the other woman's cheek and stands again, the smile never leaving her mouth. Who's this? Oh boy. You see a flurry of matted white hair and an incandescent freeze fire staff before you see the man, cold and wild. He chews a wizened apple slowly, discharging spell after spell into the jumble of villagers screeching their way towards him. Cold flame vents from his nose, and apple seeds shoot out the side of his mouth as he saunters forward, ignoring arrows and curses alike. Deliberate twist of his staff, and a bullet of force glides through the torso of one assailant and another. A roar blisters his throat as he launches himself into their midst, tearing into their essence with his staff. A fleeting hand reaches towards him and quickly falls, ignored. Silence takes hold as the tattered man gathers his prize, a basket of fresh pears. He hums as he eats.
Eh?
Hello, Brad. Couple of those.
Defiance Bay.
Oh.
The city at the heart of the Deerwoods Revolution now seems on the brink of another. Refugees line the streets, homeless and hungry, displaced by White One's legacy, hoping for relief within the city walls, and finding none. Dissidents congregate to protest and to heckle, calling for an end to animancy and the ouster of their duke. The city's militiamen cast fearful looks as they patrol the streets, their hands trembling at the hilts of their weapons. The capital of a country that had not long ago incinerated a god now appears to be a spark away from sharing the deity's fate.
Well. Kitty.
It used to be a lot less of a mess.
Fair enough. Well, this is the kind of mess that I like to bless.
Welcome.
Oh. Rowan's arms are crossed, and his mouth is set in a grim frown as he watches the gathered protesters. He looks ready for a fight. He sizes you up. New in town, eh? You've picked an interesting time to visit Defiance Bay. All these refugees fleeing the frontier and finding the legacies no better here. It's the Animasters. Migrants scorch 'em, and they nest in this city like rats. You mark my word, though, us dozens are gonna put a stop to it. What are you doing out here? He gestures at the crowd, which buzzes with angry chatter. Trying to get folk to see reason. We're in the midst of a crisis. Instead of purging the nefarious forces from our city, the Duke is granting Animasters dangerous liberties. What do you know about animancy? It's the study and manipulation of essence, which any sane person will tell you is the purview of the gods. The Adarians at least had the sense to outlaw it, which is the only good thing you can say about them. It's not like magic, chanting, or the soul readings those ciphers do. It's been around since ancient Ingwithan times, which is why you'll see animancers tinkering with old Ingwithan artifacts. Kana raises a fist that goes discreetly into it. Half-truth, Saul, but he's an enthusiastic performer, I'll give him that. Trouble is, the Animasters got no idea what half those artifacts actually do, not that they'll admit it. Our emphatic friend is correct about one thing at least. Tell me about the dozens. He taps his chest. We're an organization of interested citizens who want to free Defiance Bay from the dangerous influence of Animancers and the tyranny of the aristocrats who support them. We also consider ourselves a militia of sorts, seeing as the Crucible Knights are little more than a flock of preening nobles in training these days. Just like a militia, the dozens, except for the training, and the discipline, and the code of honor. His eyes gleam. And we're always looking to expand. The more people see things our way, the better for the state of the country. If you have any interest in hearing more, start by Admeth's Den sometime. The expedition, wow, a lot of free thinkers in there. Can set straight all the nonsense the nobles and the Animancers want you to believe. Might even be some paid work there for motivated types. I'd like to know more about Defiance Bay. This is the capital city of the Palatinate of the Deerwood. We started out as the capital of the Adarian colony, but we booted the flaccid scepter from these lands 150 years ago. These days, we're a major port receiving trade and visitors from all over the world, but we, some of us anyway, strive to hold on to the pioneering spirit that earned us our freedom a century and a half ago. The city is divided into 5 districts: Copper Lane, First Fires, Andra's Gift, Brackenberry, and Heritage Hill. He ticks each off on a callous finger. Tell me about the Copper Lane. This here is Copper Lane. He taps a scuffed boot on the cobblestones. It's primarily a market district, but you've also got the Expedition Hall directly north of here, where you can join treks into the wilds. That's also where my fellow dozens, martyrs, and I tend to meet up with other concerned citizens. He points to a long dome building west and north of your position. And that's the Hall of Revealed Mysteries. Eerie place, you ask me, but they got the biggest library in the Deerwood. Kana laughs. Eerie indeed. It might be less so if more kith stepped inside. Perhaps we ought to visit Hammer and see just what mysteries are revealed. Tell me about Brackenberry. A noise of disgust rattles in his throat. The nobility that didn't sail back to Adir stayed there. Most of the families there trace their lineage back to the old imperial times. Other than a lot of has-been nobility, you've got Hadrit House, where Lady Webb and her spies operate, and Brackenberry Sanitarium, the main cesspit of animancy in the city. He spits on the cobblestones. Tell me about the First Fires. That's where the revolution started, hence the name. These days it's overrun with politicians and panderers, but we'll take it back someday. That's where you'll find the Ducal Palace, the Veil in this embassy, and the Crucible Keep. He shakes his head. The Crucible Knights were the original freedom fighters in Defiance Bay, but now they're just strutting peacocks with their eyes on fancy titles and their heads up their asses. There's an old temple of Vetica there too, but we keep it real nice for her. He winks. Tell me about Andra's gift. Got the name because it was a wetland that was drained back in the Imperial days. Now it's a seedy district, populated by sailors, common folk, and more than a few thugs. But it's a fun place too, if you know where to look. He winks and elbows you. Look for a place called the Salty Mast when you're there. Other than it's mostly warehouses and abandoned homes. Tell me about Heritage Hill. He shivers. It used to be one of the more prestigious districts in the city. Heroes of the Revolution claimed plots up there next to an ancient Ingwithan tower and the city cemetery. Had the best views in Defiance Bay. Attracts richer types these days. A lot of animancy patrons, he spits. He glances at the crowd and lowers his voice. You wouldn't have heard, but something happened over there a couple of months ago. The authorities sealed it off and they're keeping their mouths shut. But mark my words, animancy's to blame. Let's talk about something else. Man, never mind. Farewell. Alright.
Eh?
There we go.
Eh?
My tab wasn't working right. What's this? Ah, that's the goose and the fox. You know how they do. Oh man. A lot of souls to reach out to. A dragon is outlined in charcoal pencil. The thick, jagged lines and the faint smell of sulfur suggest that the artist completed the sketch in a hurry. Cliff Dragon, a White March, 2685.
No problem.
Oh, the old back loose area. Alright. Jeez. You see a mud-soaked clearing, rain falling to the ground in large drops. This man is lying on his back in the muck, his hands holding open the maw of an enormous stelgar that stands over him, its front paws on his chest. The heavy rain falls over them, playing counterpoint to the grunts made by the opponents. Dead stelgar litter the ground around them, and the man's body shows signs of difficult battle. His clothing is torn, hanging in scraps in some places. Bites and scratches cover his arms and legs. A huge gash cuts across his forehead, blood and water mixing as they run down his face and drip into the mud. It takes all the man's effort to keep the beast's jaws from clamping down. The man looks around wildly until his gaze finally lands on a large axe lying barely within the arm's reach behind his head, the rain slowly covering it with grime and muddy water. He looks at the stelgar and then back at his axe, grim determination on his face. His arms are shaking, and it seems he will not be able to hold the beast back for much longer. He takes a deep breath and wraps his right hand around the stelgar's bottom jaw, then lets go with his left hand, freeing the top of his head. Stelgar's mouth snaps shut on his right hand as his left shoots out of above his head and grabs the handle of his axe. The stelgar grinds its teeth and pulls back, trying to free itself from his grip, blood dripping from its mouth onto his face. With a grunt that quickly becomes a bellow of pain, the man pulls his right hand down, bringing the beast's head closer to him, swinging the axe around as he does. The blade of the weapon pierces the stelgar's neck and it yelps, its mouth popping open as it tries to step backwards off the man. Before his mangled hand can lose its grip, the man pulls and twists as hard as he can, trying to get the beast on the ground, using the stelgar's resistance to pull himself into a sitting position. He brings the axe down in the neck again, and one final time as its head and his hand simultaneously come free. The head flies from his grip as he thrusts his hand behind his back to brace himself as he falls. As his hand hits the ground and his full weight lands on it, a second bellow of pain erupts from his mouth. Breathing heavily, he brings his now mangled hand up to assess the damage. The little finger is gone, lost somewhere in the mud. The two fingers next to it are twisted, broken, and torn, barely attached to his hand by small bits of flesh. He sighs, grabbing both dangling fingers with his left hand. He grits his teeth and pulls. Painting depicts Glenfathan ruins, and the canvas bears the rough brushstrokes of a talented amateur. Ibral's Well, 2665.
Yeah?
A dwarf and an Orlan debate philosophy on the other side of the curtain.
Eh?
Let's see what they...
The dozens.
Yeah, he
Pretty
shakes.
sure you won't find one among them who stood within 100 miles of that bridge when the Godhammer went off. Too bad, too. Then there'd be less of them.
Why do they call themselves the Dozens? Was 12 dear Woodens stood outside a Halgot citadel waiting for Waden to cross the bridge there. They had to hold him there long enough for the Godhammer to detonate, so that's what they did. Godhammer? That's what they called the bomb they blew up Waidwin with. Don't know much about it other than that. Anything kills a living god, guess you gotta name it. What do you have against the Dozens? Ah, nothing serious. Nothing I don't have against a lot of folks anyway. The Dozens, they like to take things into their own hands. Gets ugly sometimes. We don't have them in Gilded Vale, but they'd be right at home there. They picked that name so they could do what they wanted and feel like it was right. Got nothing to do with honor or sacrifice. They like to invoke Migrant too, when they especially want to feel right. Somehow I don't think she'd be too impressed with that lot. I'm sure she'd like to set them on fire anytime they use her name. The gods probably got rules against that kind of thing. Too bad, I wouldn't mind seeing something like that. Proof that the gods are just, what I wouldn't give for a little of that.
Hello.
Food. Looking for some refreshments. Alright, don't care about any of that crap. Yeah, alright, I'll take it. That's stew going. Oh yeah, nice. Alright. How much longer we got on the old Hootenanny mobile here? Where is it? 8 hours, okay. Market. A lot of stuff to do. Well, let's find out what this dude's deal is. You see a small band of people walking down a rutted road surrounded by a thick forest. This man walks alongside them, chatting and joking like they were lifelong friends, though his appearance is one of frivolity. His jovial facade is betrayed by the occasional sideways glance into the dense tree line. There is a noise from the trees around them, the sound of someone breaking a twig. The man holds up his hand, silencing the travelers and destroying the light-hearted tone of the evening. They look around, worried expressions on their face, gathering close together. The man motions to the group to stay where they are and heads into the trees. There's silence for several seconds as they all strain to hear anything, clutching one another nervously. There's another rustling, this time coming from the direction the man entered the woods. The single figure emerges from the tree line of the group, visibly relaxes, seeing him approach. The figure comes close enough for them to see his face, and one of them lets out a cry of dismay when they realize this is not their friend. No sooner had the sound left his mouth than another group emerges from the woods, weapons drawn, surrounding the travelers. As none of them are armed or in any state to fight, they are quickly subdued, bound, and relieved of their valuables. With a laugh, the bandits disappear back into the woods, leaving their quarry on the road. Safely back inside the forest, they meet up with the man. He smiles, mocking the gullibility of the people who would trust a complete stranger as long as he buys them a drink. He takes his share of the spoils and leaves.
Yeah?
Oh yeah.
Greetings.
Let's see what we got here. The dog people. Got a lot of dogs.
Yeah.
Alright, I think I'm gonna call it here for the evening. I'm a little tired. Thank you for watching, and I will be back tomorrow. Maybe, yeah, should be tomorrow.